When I think of what is next in terms of enabling a better customer experience for network services, I think of the need for seamless negotiation between providers for those services. So some examples that I can quote are, we have wholesale connectivity, international wholesale connectivity providers who need to connect into different geographical locations in order to serve the enterprise customer needs, to connect those customer sites. Another example is if we think of SD-WAN services, which are now being extended to include security aspects. We need to be able to have a seamless experience between the SD-WAN provider and the security cloud provider in order to make it easy for the enterprise customer to buy the bundled package. Another even more advanced example than that is if we look at the emergence of edge cloud, and this is where edge cloud providers are emerging from the network provider space, where those providers are offering localized accessible cloud, which reduces the latencies of applications. But they need to partner with the bigger cloud providers. And in order to do this, there needs to be a seamless coordination between those large public cloud providers and the edge cloud providers. And how do we make that actually work? But if we look at the broader context and the overall scope of the opportunity for market drivers, there's really a lot going on in the market today. There's a lot of change happening in networking, in cloud, in application delivery. There's also a lot of change happening in the industry standards. We're seeing a great maturity of those industry standards. And then in parallel, we've got an increasing customer expectations. This is really driving a sort of a disruption in the industry when you have all of these things changing at once. So, for example, when we see in networking that there's the introduction of SD-WAN, so replacing the traditional MPLS and IPVPN that have been around for decades. And we see the introduction of new extended services such as SASE and new methods for accessing a network, 5G access and satellite, 5G private networks and network slicing. Then in the cloud, we have all the combinations that are emerging, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, edge cloud. These are all sort of things that need to be coordinated in an end-to-end service for the enterprise customers. And with that increasing demand from customers that they can get these services on demand and accessible in minutes, we really need a very seamless cooperation among providers. A fundamental foundation piece for this is that we have common industry standard APIs and processes. So when we look at how do we make all these providers talk to each other, speak a common language, we need those industry standard APIs and processes. And the MEF has been working hard on these standards over the past 5 years, and we're seeing increasing adoption among providers and an increasing recognition of the advantage of choosing the standardized approach for inter-provider automation. We also see a lot of work that has happened over the years in the TM Forum, and the two are actually coming together to deliver this common standards, a very rich set of standards that are capable of supporting the negotiation for all types of services and products. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle is that through the introduction of these common standards, we can introduce plug and play interoperability between partners and customers. Something that has to happen in a matter of days with limited amount of overhead. And in order to have that, you need to have the right types of tooling, the right types of support. So this is where we see the market going on creating a global federation of providers who can trade services, come together on board with each other and trade services seamlessly in order to satisfy the increasing demands of the enterprise customers.